Hello, Wolfpack. My name is Wolfyboy, and welcome back to Wolfenstein: The New Order.
We're getting through here.
I can't believe you made it out of there.
Yay.
Do any of you know how to hotwire a car?
I do. And he does. He's the one who taught me. Of course. There's always one guy.
Shoot! Thompson! Fire!
Oh good. Please tell me you know where to go.
Hold this.
What? Like,
Eyes all over the city, tracking her every move.
it's brick. And all look like that. There's probably fairly normal looking cars, but yeah.
This was nighttime, we'd have more options. The daytime entry to the Chrysler Resistance headquarters is no easy feat. Not that anyone's ever tried one before. Skies are empty for now. Lucky for us. Well, I'd rather die in the fresh air than in that damn prison. Right, you be on the alert now. This is a two-parter. First, we need to hit that blind spot precisely dead on. You in position? Now! Go, go, go!
Well, of course, no, I get, yeah, that's fine.
Long as we stay in this here mist, no one will see us. Right, this is the second part. We're jumping. Don't hesitate, just do it. As soon as you hit the water, you're gonna hold your breath and swim after me. Whatever you do, stay under the water. You break the surface, we're all dead. There are Nazis fucking everywhere. Now don't think about it, just jump!
Oh, there's nothing here that I need to collect, or that I can collect. A bicycle. Oh, okay.
They're locked up in that prison for the last 3 months. There's supposed to be a grating in front of that house. I just fucking forgot.
Oh.
Your new home.
Uh-huh.
Last boys, climb up right here.
Records, cool. Kreisau exterior. The Monuments of Truth were commissioned by Adolf Hitler, the actual name, to celebrate, in his own words, the spirit of the people which led this great nation to victory. An annual parade is held each fall which crosses the bridge that was built between the two statues of the monument. This parade street continues all the way up to the entrance of the Volkshalle. Ah, there are no letters and no Enigma codes. Yay.
Hold me, I'm freezing.
Max! Oh, Mr. Max.
Put them down, Max. Gently.
Please, Captain. This is Klaus. He's on our side. Used to be a Nazi, but not anymore.
How is this possible? We're in the very center of Berlin. You're hiding in a plain sight.
It's the last place they would have got.
Will they not hear us?
Best to keep your voice down then, yeah?
Fuck me. E.J. Blaskovich. I should have known only you would be dumb enough to do a daytime entry.
The lady.
Glad to have you back, friends.
Caroline? You're alive.
If you call shitting in a bag living. 3 pulverized vertebrae. You?
Head trauma, 4 inches of cast iron shrapnel right in the conch. Still in there.
Severed colon, septic shock, shattered pelvis.
Memory loss, flashbacks, 14 years in a loony bin.
Good to see you, William. So, what can you do?
What are you doing here?
Pleased to see you too, Tekla.
You're supposed to be dead, Fergus Reed. You've been gone for 3 months. Stupid anomaly. People don't come back from Eisenwald. You, long since off the books. I've heard stories about you. I was told you died in 1946. Misinformation, always. You, I don't even know who you are. We're variable. And none of this has been accounted for. We'll have to revise my whole model. Thank you very much.
I am hearing interesting things out of London. I have a folder marked Project Whisper, but someone has borrowed it. Klaus, I believe it was. Can you find it and bring it to me, would you please, Captain? Now that you are here, I think we can do great things. Why don't you sit with me, Miss Anya? Listen in on these frequencies. Anything out of London, make a note of the time and write down as much as you can. Here is pen and paper.
Can I use a typewriter?
You know how to type.
Yes. My parents thought I should learn.
Ah, for you to take dictation, prescriptions and such.
Not really. It was useful during my time at the University of London for my doctorate in archaeology. Then the Blitz came and I had to go back home. I was only 16.
Well, Doctor, please assist me in figuring out what these damn Nazis are up to.
Okay. Is that this place? No place. Okay. Kreisau, I don't know, interior. During the last decade, the Kreisau Circle has managed to stay hidden inside the monuments of truth in the center of Berlin. It was a bold move by Caroline, the leader of the circle, but one that seems to have paid off. Inside the monument, the circle members can reach numerous access routes to the Berlin underground. They've also hooked up surveillance devices to the Nazis' communication lines to gain valuable classified information. Cool. Finally, the British tyranny comes to an end. London, June 21st, 1948. As if blessed by the sun, the German flag hung high this morning over Buckingham Palace to mark the end of a tyrannical monarchy which has plagued the English people for centuries. Field Marshal Gerolf Feigenbaum, who led the British invasion, cautioned that armed resistance is to be expected, but the majority of the British people will soon realize how they have been fooled by the British government's warmongering leaders. Following the surrender, the whole of the Commonwealth now falls under German rule, and the remaining armies have been ordered to stand down.
You can find Klaus on the second.
Leave me alone,
floor.
all right?
You should have the folder
I don't know
Project
you.
Whisper.
And I'm not looking to make friends.
Okay, I'm just gonna read something. Moskva brenner. Norwegian is brenner, so that's why. That's is similar. Stockholm? Huh. Moscow in flames. Stockholm, March 16. Yeah, so it's Swedish. March 16. Stockholm, March 16. 1945. The Red Army were forced to retreat last night from a Moscow engulfed by flames following a week-long German bomb raid. The barrage of mortar fire heard throughout the night and well into early Thursday morning seems to have obliterated what was left of the inner parts of the city. As of yet, there has been no word on the whereabouts of either Joseph Stalin or his high command. Extra. Prisoners... Whoa, that's new. Prisoners escape Eisenwald. Berlin, October 13, 1960. So that's what date it is today, I guess. Or it is today in this game. Early morning, a small group of prisoners escaped from Eisenwald prison. The prisoners were described by the police as highly dangerous murderers, rapists, and degenerates. They advise the public to stay alert for people displaying deviant behavior and report anything that may help them track down these individuals. Victory in Asia. Berlin, July 8, 1948. Early Monday morning, a special assault team launched an attack on the last stronghold of the People's Liberation Army. Within hours, the Republic of China surrendered unconditionally. Experts commented that the Japanese government now have no choice but to give up their territorial claims in Asia. Sources close to Field Marshal claim that the plan is being drawn up for both China and Japan, which will transition the two countries into servant states with separate governments and military. These states will, of course, be supremely governed by the superior German Empire. Regime crosses the Atlantic. That's English, cool. Oh, Vancouver, cool. Vancouver, January 3rd, 1947. Earlier this week, a German submarine was sunk in the Cabot Strait, just a few miles off the coast of Cape North. Today, hundreds of ships crossed the Atlantic and the first German troops set foot upon Canadian soil. Now is the time to be brave, said the Prime Minister in an emergency radio broadcast. It's now or never. Our boys at the front line need your support to defend our homeland, to defend our freedom. Royal Air Force down but not out. Liverpool, June 25 or 25th, 1945. The Royal Air Force suffered a major defeat yesterday at the Battle of Liverpool. Though major losses were reported on both sides, the RAF Royal Air Force were forced to retreat after losing more than 2/3 of their fighters. But even when faced with overwhelming odds, our brave boys in the skies continue to fight for king and country. This fighting spirit may be what constitutes the very essence of Englishness. Us Englishmen, we fight until the very end, said a corner shop owner trying to put out a fire raging inside St. Luke's Church. And I'll be damned if I will let some Jerry come here and tell us what to do. Was this man channeling the spirit of RAF pilot Jameson? Jameson was shot down above Liverpool yesterday, burst out of his burning wreckage, his body on fire and armed only with a pistol, and killed 4 German paratroopers before finally succumbing himself. Damn. Even as the enemy stands at our doorstep, the RHF will go to hell and back to kick them out of England. Jolly good, boys. Nice. The Reds, okay, that's looks like a German super bench. The Reds surrendered. Moscow, December 12th, 1946. The cold Russian winter bites hard, but one could not tell looking at the rosy, smiling faces of the victorious German army and the liberated Russian people. The last battle against the Red Army took place in Izhevsk following their month-long campaign to seize the Russian capital. A campaign which, after numerous setbacks and hundreds of civilian casualties, caused the Russian people to turn against their own army. With nightly bomb raids by the German Air Force on the Red Army's military factories in the Ural region, it was merely a matter of time before the Russian forces would start to lose their morale. The murderous tyrant Joseph Stalin is yet to be found, but there are rumors circulating that he may have been assassinated by his own men. Strasse. Oh yeah, cool. This is like the list, like the who's other rank thing. So she's second, and then that guy. Strasse. Who? That's the guy. Triumph in the East. Berlin, April 4th, 1947. It was a devastating defeat for the Red Army when the German flag was raised on the western side of the river Volga this morning. In a statement to our reporters on site, Field Marshal Friedrich Reiter said that the victory is not only thanks to our hard-working and dedicated troops, but also the result of a new weapon. That was developed and deployed for the first time in battle. Yeah, the Panzerhund is a mechanical, autonomous beast of war that cannot feel fear and cannot feel remorse. It is the purest form of killing machine, and it will tear the Russians apart, limb by limb. And it did. Okay. Okay.
I need that folder, Captain. See if you can find it. It's called Project Whisper. Talk to Klaus.
Okay.
Max, ich suche schon die ganze Zeit nach dem Hammer. Hast du ihn gesehen?
Make Jaws.
B.J. Blazkowicz, 1960. After spending the last 14 years in a vegetative state, B.J. comes back to a world ruled by the Nazis, but there's still hope. Hidden away in the center of Berlin is a small resistant group led by B.J.'s old friend Caroline Becker. But I mean, what happened to Caroline Becker? Because I can't remember, so, seeing her in the last game, or seeing or hearing about her getting hurt. But BJ joins the group, hoping that together they can liberate the world from the Nazis. Indeed.
You know about before going off on you like that. It's a force of habit.
No worries, Johnny Cowboy. It's not the first time it happens.
Yeah, perhaps you should consider removing them tattoos.
I will, in time. I was, as you Americans say, all wet when I got them. And I'm sorry to say it was a very proud moment of my life. I want removing them to be an even prouder moment. No more Nazis, no more tattoos.
So long as you don't get in the way of me killing Nazis, we'll see eye to eye. Caroline's looking for a document folder, Project Whisper.
Max doesn't speak English very well, but he does know Project Whisper. It's a risky business operation. He knows what it'll cost us to pull it out. Max doesn't like violence. He doesn't want to see anyone get hurt. Alles in Ordnung, mein Sohn. Wir werden für dich kämpfen.
Caroline said you borrowed the folder. Do you have it here?
I did take it 2 days ago, but I put it back. Go to the ground floor. The folder should be in the drawer in a desk in her room, where I left it. Make a looky-loo in Caroline's room. The folder should be inside a desk.
A new home. Yeah. Eisenwald is behind us now. I can still see the smoke billowing out of its chimneys on the horizon. We've been taken to the entrance of the Kreisau. Could be under there. Kreisau Resistance headquarters. It's located right in the middle of Nazi Central, inside a huge concrete monument. I hope they're building up an army in there. We're gonna need it. Klaus said he put the folder back in Caroline's desk on the ground floor. I should go take a peek in there. Okay.
Must be Max's room. What is Max hiding in there? Is that the Project Whisper folder? Either need a crowbar or find a way around.
Max. Where's Max again?
This room looks empty. Maybe we could sleep in here. Could use some shut-eye.
Okay. To get in from the other side. Well, I'll be damned. Turns out Max took the folder and hid it inside the wall in his room. I need a crowbar or something to pry loose the board he put up. Or maybe I can reach the folder from the other side of the wall. Oh yeah, Max. Yeah. That guy. Max Haas.
Bloody fuck, Blazko, I'm knackered.
Yeah, I can understand.
I haven't seen a real bed in months. Fuck off for a minute so I can sleep, right? Wake me if, let's say, the sky's about to fall or some sort of shite. Fuck it, just go away.
He literally fell asleep as soon as he hit the pillow. Editorial. Is a terror threat over? Berlin, October 13. That's today. Or in the game. 1960. A strange feeling of serenity comes over me as I walk my morning promenade along Unter den Linden. At first I struggle to understand what this feeling comes from and why I haven't felt it for so long. And then it hits me. For the last 6 months there has been no terrorist activity, no ruthless killing sprees against innocent civilians, no car bombs in peaceful neighborhoods, no suicide attacks on public transports. Has the secret police once and for all won the war against terrorism? Who knows? There. Aha. Mole infestation in Berlin, London, May 15th, 1953. It's fair to say there's some sort of poetic justice in this. Reports from our resistant friends in Berlin suggest that a new type of mold spore has started infesting structures made of the superconcrete used by the regime. Yes. It has started festering in a massive underground ventilation system and is spreading throughout the city. Friends of the resistance, this could be a major advantage for us. The mold seems to corrode the stability of the concrete, making it easier to destroy structures that are important to the regime. Yes, so that's what it was. I only remember that the concrete was made bad or unstable by something, but I didn't remember what.
It seems to be in order.
Running water? Or walking water, nice. Tools. Wow. Cool. They have a skill of this, which either means... Nice. Which either means that they killed one, or that they found one and managed to drag it back here, which is both impressive. Oh yeah, I remember. Let's see. Okay, so I can't throw. Okay. Guess I'll have to wait. Nightmare.
Dreaming. Strange dream.
Yeah.
Killing never stops. Till I die.
Where am I? It's all blur. It's all a blurry haze. I think I need to get out of this place. Escape from Castle Wolfenstein. Yes. Try to conserve some ammo. Oh, it's a box of food that you can open. Okay. You open the top with the ring pull. Or whatever it's called. In prison. I wonder what it's like to walk on this. And walk on this level. I'm assuming it's a lot easier to walk on this than the other ones. I mean, it has to be, basically. God damn it. Nice. Maybe I can try again later. Cool. Where's Max? Oh, there he is.
Max, I really need you to step aside. Max, bitte. Geht zur Seite. Das ist wichtig.
Max, komm her! Komm an! Alles in Ordnung. Alles wird gut sein. Sorry. I should have known you would have taken it. Schläfst du? Schlaf, Kind.
Caroline in wheelchair. Since it says Caroline in wheelchair, I'm assuming that she wasn't. I mean, I guess Caroline. I can't remember Caroline from the again. Yes. Born and raised before the war in the German city of Eisenstadt, Caroline Becker was left orphaned when the Nazis killed her father. The incident served to strengthen her hatred against the Nazi oppression, and she emerged as the leader of the premier resistance movement in Germany, the Kreisau Circle. Sometime during the war, she was shot through the spine by notorious Nazi enforcer Hans Grosse. The injury left the body paralyzed from the waist down, but her spirit remains unbroken. I should probably go down so I can do other stuff. Use my weapons and stuff like that. Baby Bram. Oh yeah, no, Bobby, not baby. Bobby Bram. Bobby Bram used to own a baker shop in southeast London. During the Blitz, the baker shop was hit by a German bomb, but unfortunately Bobby was out on an errand that day. The next week, Bobby was drafted into the army. He kissed his wife goodbye and was shipped out to the continent. Years later, he would visit her grave in Nazi-occupied London. The only thing that kept him from falling apart during the dark post-war years has been the work he's done for the Kreisau Circle. But good for him. I can understand why he's so angry and rude and nice. Nice. Not only the Germans who have secret places and secret stashes. There you go. I can't understand how he gets through there with this big frame, but anyways. Yeah! Oh, it's the only one! Yeah! Oh. I wonder who sleeps here. Oh, it's a little pillow fort, and not pillow fort, but like a little fort. See, the push. Oh man, this is a reference to something. Could take a picture, maybe someone knows. On my friends list, but yeah, it's like a hat here. What? This is like Toy Story. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, this was nice. Cool. Okay, nice. Actually, I think that the German nursery rhyme actually has a Norwegian counterpart, so to speak. Because I think I recognize the oh nice, yeah. I think I recognize the melody. Sleep cool. Oh. Yeah, America surrenders. Washington, December 24th, 1948. Speaking to the American people in the falling snow on Christmas Eve, the President of the United States declared the government's total surrender to the German army. The announcement comes just days after the atomic bomb was dropped on New York. This final act of violence may have saved millions of lives that will have resulted from a land invasion of America, said the German leader in a press statement following the announcement. I applaud the president for taking such a brave decision. After the president's speech, a spectacular show was put on by the invading troops parading down the streets of Washington to the roaring sound of the German jet fighters passing by overhead. Even more spectacular were the massive mechanical beasts known as Panzerhunden, or armored dogs, hulking over the crowds. Japan pushed back. Another threat approaches. Chongqing, I'm gonna pronounce it. March 7, 1948. It was a proud moment for the Republic of China and the People's Liberation Army as the Japanese were pushed back into the Hubei province. Yet from the north, another dark menace approaches at a swift pace. The German army has overthrown the brave Russian Empire and is now moving towards China. During a rousing speech earlier today, the chairman spoke of his faith in the Chinese people. A unified China cannot be defeated, he said. A unified China cannot be conquered. A unified China will never surrender. But you can't, nobody can withstand everything. Atomic bomb hits America. Paris, December 21st, 1948. Whoa. The largest bomb ever, but larger than the Tsar bomber, I guess. The largest bomb ever invented was dropped 13 hours ago on New York City, largely decimating Manhattan and killing over 200,000 people. It is an atomic bomb, said our great leader in a radio broadcast speech to the public. 20,000 times more powerful than the biggest bomb ever created before. But more than a bomb, this is a warning to the American people. Oh, in more. Editorial. Germany has betrayed us. Rome, October 13th, 1949. And so we must face the bitter truth. We, the Italian people, have been fooled into thinking that our northern ally will be our country's salvation and a collaborator in rebuilding Italy to its former glory. Reports from the north are coming in describing German tanks and infantry turning against our soldiers and attacking our own people. That sucks. Witnesses describe horrible scenes of whole villages burnt and plundered. We are now just days away from a complete invasion, and our weak government is incapable of doing anything about it. I advise all Italians not to surrender. Do not bow down to the will of the invaders. Rise and take up arms. Do whatever you can to fight back the tyranny. Rise for freedom. The liberation of America has begun. Washington, January 7, 1949. The honorable German peace troops embarked on a nationwide victory tour this week. The goal of this operation is to liberate the oppressed American people and protect them from dangerous insurgent elements. All remaining American military personnel are advised to stand down and report to the nearest German checkpoint. Once there, they will be issued a labor card assigning them to work on rebuilding the country according to the superior cultural standards of the new regime. America rises from the ashes. The American spirit rises in the shadow of the mushroom-shaped cloud that was produced by Germany's evil atom bomb when it hit New York. Cells of freedom fighters have assembled across the country and are taking up arms. Through targeted attacks on German VIPs and bombing of crucial military installations, the American resistance is making it very difficult for the invaders to remain in control. Reports claim the German invaders have become so desperate they are shipping elite anti-rebel units from China to prevent the insurrection from spreading. Eyewitness accounts also describe mass executions of civilians as punishment for attacks performed by the freedom fighters. Benevolent liberators guard China's borders. Shanghai. Shanghai, October 25th, 1953. Thanks to the ingenuity of German engineers, the Great Wall of China has been reinforced and upgraded by our benevolent German liberators. I just have to say one thing: the Great Wall of China doesn't really do much now that we have. I mean, we can just fly over. But I mean, if we can fly over, it's not that tall, is it? Or is it? I don't mean it's not as effective now as it was back in the day. Yes. Okay, I see. Hundreds of powerful automatic flak cannons. Yeah, I see. Flak cannons have been installed along the wall, guarding the airspace from any potential invaders from the Mongolian territories. Elite German troops have also been stationed from one end to the other to guard the borders. This is a great act of generosity bestowed by our benevolent liberators, symbolically marking the beginning of a new era of peace in Asia. And last one. America loses naval supremacy. Tokyo, August 20, 1946. The Americans are on their knees. Field Marshal Franz Gustav Bayers told the gathered reporters during today's press conference. The superior German submarine fleet, accompanied by its loyal Japanese allies, those damn Japanese, no, I was kidding, has helped Germany achieve a major victory in the Pacific, with more than half of the American fleet destroyed at the Battle of Leyte Gulf alone. Okay. Yeah, all the people that have died or laid down their lives. Okay, well, since I spent so long on this, I'm gonna end. What did I? Okay, fine. Okay, since I spent so long on this, on the reading, I'm gonna end it here. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you a lot later.